on, yo. Let's see a movie.
And a six-pack of beer.
Dude, you should review movies.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, I've had a couple, so... movie review.
Welcome to Six Pack Cinema, podcast where we drink beers and talk movies. This week we are talking Stronger, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Tatiana Maslany. Joined by my co-hosts Sheehan and John Boy. What's up, guys?
How we doing?
Good.
You just nailed her name, or you said it terribly wrong. I have no idea, but it sounded like you got it right.
I tried to kind of mumble and say it quick to make so like nobody would be able to tell. I think I got it right though.
Was it? Would you say Tatiana Maslany?
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 I think it's Maslany.
Sure.
Tatiana.
Right. Well, let's jump into some snap impressions then. Sheehan, as our resident Bostonian, I'll let you go first.
Yep. Well, it was heavy as hell. Struck home. Real emotional from start to end. I probably teared up 60% of the time, and I think it was really well done. But at the same time, it felt like a weird story to tell, just because it was so fresh. But I liked it. But I'm very, very biased. How about you guys?
All right. John Boy, what do you got?
I thought it was as average comes. Good in some parts, and then not good in other parts. And I'm gonna try and treat it like a fictional, like not a fictional movie, but more just the movie itself. Because I don't know the real guy, which was also, I think they had a message they wanted to get across, which I liked that they got that message across. But I don't think it was that great of a movie. But I don't think it was bad.
Okay.
Just average.
All right, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I really hate when they do these movies on tragedies that are so recent. I feel like you need like 15, 20 years to like let it settle before you try and make a movie about it. That said, I thought Gyllenhaal was great. I mean, I think I told Sheehan one day that, I mean, he's in my like best actor of his generation, so he crushed it. But overall, I thought the movie, like you said, was just, it was an okay film. I just really like Gyllenhaal in it.
I agree there. He's awesome. There's this YouTube video where this guy breaks down how Jake Gyllenhaal acts with his eyes, and in Nightcrawler, his eyes are like huge because they make him super creepy. And then they go to another movie where his eyes are like squinty because he's a different character. And once I watched that, I pay attention to that. He's crazy. He's really good. I will not knock his performance at all.
No, I mean, you can't. He playing a paraplegic like that, it's, in one sense, you know, there's a lot of green screening going on, but the other sense, like the way he used the rest of his body to kind of like project the struggle, it was a lot of physical acting that he did, and I think he pulled it off. Yeah,
for sure. And with that, let's jump into our deep dives. Do you want to take it off, Sheehan?
Deep dives. I'm just gonna. It's in my head right now. Gyllenhaal's got a good dick. I'm glad we got to see it.
All right.
It was a little bit blurred by the water, but like I said, I'm a little biased because I worked Fenway this year. I worked on it that year that it happened. Mm-hmm. I seen Jeff Bowman a couple times, and I had no idea the struggle that he was going through. I felt like such an asshole sitting there during the Bruins flag scene. Because I was one of those people like cheering, like, yeah, fuck yeah, Bowman, you know? And hindsight, I wasn't helping him, you know? Yeah. It was a weird vibe to sit there and see.
Sorry. I liked the whole, like, that's why I said they had a message they want to get across. So I like that like the world makes cartoon characters out of these victims, and without asking them, and they wanted to get across, like, Boston Strong to him, he probably still hates that fucking term. He's like, what are you guys talking about? Who's strong right now? All the people that didn't get hurt? Because I'm one of the 15 that got hurt, and I'm fucking crumbling. So what are you talking about? So that was...
Well, no, he was, when he said, what are you talking, what does that mean? He was talking about the sign of the bridge that said Bowman Strong.
Yeah, I know, but as total, like, even...
In general.
Even later on, he was by the water with... Aaron and someone like on a boat is like Boston Strong, and you know that he's just like, no, I don't want because
like you said, he's sitting there, he feels like the terrorists are on the board.
At that time, Boston Strong was awesome.
It was.
I'm,
Like,
I'm
that was
pretty
an
sure I had
awesome-
some Boston Strong gear because I was like, oh, hell yeah, I want to support the cause. It's great. Like, they're showing that they're not going to let the terrorists win. And even for me, like, I'm less in it than you, Sheehan, but I had family at the race. Like, they weren't anywhere near the blast or anything, but that shook me that day. And seeing how this guy who up until I saw this movie, I thought he was like the bastion of like strength and the symbol of Boston. Like, I did not realize how much he was going through.
Yeah, boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. Kind of feel like a dick now for being like Boston strong all that time.
Yeah, it was a huge rally cry for us that year, especially. And then you look back, it's like, yeah, well, we turned it into sports, which is just kind of like makes you feel gross.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
so I really liked that part. So I thought it was interesting because like it's something I didn't even think about, and then you watch the movie and you're like, oh yeah, it's pretty shitty.
yeah, hindsight, it's like we kind of got carried away.
Yeah. I will say, I was reading earlier today too that apparently his family hates the movie and how they're portrayed in it, even though he like worked on the movie with Gyllenhaal.
What you
Yeah.
think?
Well, guess what? That's like 90% of the people in deep Boston and like Chelmsford and Quincy. That's who they are. Like,
Yeah.
they're good people. They're good. They're great people. But boy, they say fucking every other word.
His mom wasn't really a great person. Has there ever been a Boston mom in a movie that is normal and a good mother? Or is this just annoying trope now that every Boston mom is a selfish asshole? Like, you got the fighter, terrible, Blow, terrible, Gone Baby Gone, terrible, now this movie, terrible. Is every Boston mom in movies, is this are they playing off real life, or is this just now a movie trope that is annoying as fuck and I don't like?
Well, I'm gonna say in Black Mass, she wasn't like, well, she was the mom because she was fucking what's his name's wife,
Whitey Bulgers?
yeah, Whitey Bulger's wife. But she seemed like a good mom to her kids in that. She just was a criminal's wife.
All right, well, that's nice.
That's the one I
Definitely-
got.
There's one on the board.
I love Boston movies, and I know this is a true story, but it's almost like they're jumping the shark for me because that first scene when, like, I've viewed all my top movies, they're all Boston movies. Like, they're all up there. They're awesome movies. But that first opening scene at the bar, I got to go watch Fenway. I got to watch the game, and then like a Buckholz drop right away, name drop. They're at the bar, everyone just laying their accents on thick. I was like, this is gross. And it's not like
It was the Mark Wahlberg treatment.
yes, yeah, the Mark Wahlberg treatment. It was like very much pandering to me 10 years ago when I was a 14-year-old, and I was like, yeah, this is so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
For
when
sure.
I first started like dating my wife in Connecticut, her friends would be like, "Oh, you're from Boston? You don't have an accent." I'm like, "Well, yeah, we're not all like mouth breathing assholes you find on movies. Like there's a huge difference, and they definitely, even though Mark Wahlberg and Donnie is from the area, you would never know it. They embellish crazy amount. So
Well, yeah, and I felt like the accents only seemed super thick in the beginning, and it seemed like the second 2/3 of the film, the actors had really been in the roles for a little bit and were easing back on the accents. It didn't seem as obnoxious the longer we were in it.
I think they were
So I
trying to
don't-
get like a humorous, lighthearted effect in the beginning, and then they wanted to make sure that it was you knew it was serious coming down the back end, so they kind of lightened up. But I don't like that at all. You got to stick with the accents.
Yeah,
And
either
if you're
commit
doing it
to
wrong,
it
you're doing
being
it wrong from the start. Change it.
yeah, either commit to it being
Just because
that
you're
aggressive.
doing
or-
a movie, just because you're doing a movie in Boston does not mean you have to have every character sound like they have marbles in their mouth.
yeah,
Just don't.
definitely.
So
The very first scene at the bar when she walks in, same scene I'm talking about, when our main actress walks in, Tatiana, whatever, Erin, just lays out some of the cutest smiles I've ever seen. I was like, I think I just fell in love with this actress. And then the rest of the movie, I was like, wait, why did I fall in love with her? Because she doesn't really look that great the rest of the way through. And I was like, do I like her? Do I dislike her? I'm talking strictly looks-wise here, not character or person.
She reminded me of that episode of Seinfeld where, like, depending on the light, Jerry's girlfriend was either gorgeous or hideous.
I think it's
And
the hair.
that's how I feel like she is. Yeah, that's how she is in every scene. I was either like the same way. I was like, oh, all right, this chick's hot, or
Yeah, she
Very
looked like
plain.
in half the movie she looked like maybe from Arrested Development.
Yeah. Who I don't find
And
attractive.
it was just really fucking with me. Because sometimes she wouldn't, sometimes she would, and it was like two actors.
Well, I just Googled pictures of her, and I'm officially back in love with her. She's got a real nice
good looking.
smile.
I haven't seen it, but I know she stars in that Netflix show Orphan Black. She plays like 7 different people. She plays clones of herself.
Crazy.
Apparently, she's
Really?
fantastic in that. So
All right, that's cool.
I thought she was. I think if anyone's gonna be like an award contention for this movie, I don't think the Best Picture is not even on the board.
no,
But I do think Gyllenhaal is in the conversation, and Tatiana for sure. I think she was incredible.
I think she'll get Best Supporting Actress, or at least be nominated for it. And
Yeah.
I think Gyllenhaal will be nominated, but he'll only win if they're like giving it to him because he hasn't won already.
No, I don't think he's gonna win, but nomination would be big for him.
Movies
for
that
sure.
come out in September rarely give you winners. But they were
But
both good.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I felt like they were the only strong actors in the whole movie. Everyone else
yes.
was...
But I'm saying like
I mean, they were the only ones.
the movies that are going to be on the dockets for awards haven't come out yet. That's not how that works.
Well, I looked up my source for the Oscars. I figured this is about time they're going to start coming in, and Dunkirk's on there in the top 10. Dunkirk and Battle of the Sexes. That won 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, which looks fantastic. But the number one favorite to win is The Post. Have you heard about that one?
No, what's that?
No. And they break it down between pros and cons. Pros: Spielberg, an Academy favorite with an all-star cast with a very timely material. I don't know what it is. Cons: still filming. Will it be finished in time? How the fuck can it be favored to win the Oscar if it's not even done?
Probably just because of Spielberg and the cast.
Yeah, but I mean, it may not be ready. So I mean, I used this website like the Bible last year during war season. It's out the window now.
Yeah, you can't trust a word from them anymore.
No, it's not even finished. We're gonna give the Oscar. Anyways, that was a little sidetracked, but whatever.
I wasn't expecting nudity in this movie at all.
Yeah, that was that took me a little bit by surprise when that happened. Because I was in, because I saw it the opening night, and there was only like 8 of us in the theater for some reason, and it was a pre-select theater, and for some reason we all bought seats next to each other for it, and it was me and a bunch of like 60 and 70-year-old Bostonians, and just started getting naked, and I was like, oh, well, this is awkward.
Yeah.
I was also in a theater with only like 7 older people and my girlfriend, and I was the only one laughing. I laughed at some of the little jokes. The humor was funny. I laughed when he was crawling out of his car because he was crying and screaming because she just left him, and the people are looking out the window, and he's like, "Mind your fucking business." I laughed then.
I laughed at that too.
Girlfriend slapped me like, "Don't laugh." I'm like, I think that was funny.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to kind of
There was a guy who I wanted to kill. I wanted to kill this guy in my theater because he started laughing. He like belly laughed when he fell out of bed and broke his nose, basically. And I mean, I was in the moment. I was like, "You motherfucker! Don't you laugh at him!"
Yeah, definitely didn't
I
pull
got a
me
little
in
bit enraged.
as much. I mean, you're much closer to it. You're in Boston.
That's why I said I'm biased, so it gripped me. But
Well, I think that scene was supposed to be kind of humorous. Like everyone in my theater, it wasn't like a belly laugh, but everyone was chuckling a little bit, and especially when
it was the comic relief afterwards when they thought he was jerking off.
Yeah.
That's when you laughed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Not when he fell face down. Wait, the guy laughed at him falling face down and not at the...
Instantly. When he's nose blood, he's like, "Ah!"
Oh, fuck that guy. That guy's a
You're
piece
sick
of shit.
fuck. Yeah.
Sorry.
And I had a couple old ladies behind me talking half the time about, "You have tissues? I heard this is a real tearjerker."
God. All right,
I had a really bad day at the theater. I'm very, very stickler for shut the fuck up in the theater. I thought I was gonna have to get up and shush the hell out of these old ladies behind me.
Okay, so sidetrack. A couple weeks ago, I saw it again just because friends wanted to see it. Worst theater experience of my life. I literally shushed people. And I normally just bite my tongue and don't. And they were still talking, and I was just furious. You know what needs to make a fucking comeback? Ushers who walk into theaters and kick people out. Because I've been to the
agree.
Alamo only a couple of times, but I've loved it. Every single time, as soon as someone's talking, they tell you, "Hey, be quiet or you're leaving." Talk Again, I've seen them kick them out. And that needs to be mainstream in every theater. Because these motherfuckers, especially in New York, where it's like $17 to see a movie, I want to fucking see the movie, not hear you do your 5-minute stand-up every 20 seconds. All right, rant over.
Aggressive, okay.
Sorry, that really grinds my fucking gears. Ow, motherfucker. My cat.
I could talk a whole segment about people doing stupid shit in the theater. The reining it back in though, I mean, this, I feel it's kind of hard to talk about this one just because it's like you guys think it's average.
Mhm.
I loved it, but I fully admit that I'm hooked into it deep. Yeah, I mean, I think that the acting was great. I think the story was, if it hit you, it hit you. If it didn't. It's not going to go much further than that. I'd recommend it to anyone who would listen to watch it for sure.
Absolutely.
Why?
How much did you guys tear up during it? Because even though I thought it was an average movie, I felt like it still hit my, like, a few times in the very beginning when he was just starting to deal with losing his legs, and then at the end, I was just straight up crying.
I didn't cry. I don't cry from sadness. I only cry from happiness. So not zero. The only time I teared up was when they showed the real life picture of the real two of them after she finished the race and he was waiting. It's like the last shot of the whole thing, and I teared up there. And my girlfriend hit me. She's like, "Now you cry at that?" And I was like, "Hey, can't control what makes me cry." I didn't. Yeah. Their point was to make him human. Like, he's not this hero. He's going through struggles. He's dealing with it. Don't think he's a human. But movie-wise, he's an asshole. They made me not like him. Me and my girlfriend were like, she should not have dated him. She shouldn't have went back to, like, if we're just containing it to the movie and what we saw out of these characters, what was his redeeming quality? He made lighthearted jokes about his injury every now and then.
But I think that's...
Yeah, it was the guilt that guilt will take you a long way. When she felt responsible for him being there, that's how it started. But it's never going to work out because they broke up 3 times beforehand, and with having a huge life-changing incident like this, it's not going to make it better.
Yeah.
It's only going to make it 1,000 times
Which
better.
I actually give the movie props for that, especially because it's based on his book that he wrote, and he was consulting on the movie the entire time. If he made it that realistic that, like, he knows he's kind of a shitty person, I got to give props for that, because he could have easily, like, whitewashed all his problems away.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think I would have rathered that story told in a book. I'm not like I need a happy ending guy, but I just need like some balance or redeeming qualities. I didn't find anything about him redeeming besides that he was like funny and I laughed at his fucked upness. Like the drinking driving scene was hilarious. When they wanted to take a picture with him and he's like, "Take this picture, I'm gonna fucking kill myself." That's hilarious. So like he was very funny, but from her perspective, why is she dating him? Why? I mean, then she's locked in with a kid. She was like a genuine nice person. That was part of my.
Sometimes you end up with a fucking shitty person.
Well, that sucks.
And that's one thing I didn't like about it, because the whole movie they're talking about the struggle and all that business, and then like you said, it was a happy ending. They didn't finish it off with the fact that they got divorced in February.
Yeah. Oh, they did in real life?
Yeah, in real life they're divorced.
Well, good for her.
Jesus.
Get out of there.
Yeah, no, it was finally she broke free.
Wait, I had a problem with the themes of this movie, because for the first 2/3, it seemed to be building up towards don't turn these victims into heroic symbols and everything. And then the last 30 minutes, he just embraced it and was happy-go-lucky with it. Yes, it was a struggle for him to get there, but it seemed like such a huge 180 that I felt like there was just a little bit of a tonal whiplash there.
I think that was to show his acceptance, and he was fighting it. He was fighting who he was. He was in denial of how bad a shape he was in, and then he finally he woke up. He was like, you know what, I have to start taking care of myself for people around me. And when he started seeing what he was doing for strangers who he's never met, I think that kind of inspired him.
Oh, that scene was.
It was kind of like a breakthrough moment for him.
That scene was maybe sums up this movie for me. I thought it was very Disney and pandering at times, but then I also found myself buying into those scenes. So when that guy first stops him and he's like, "My brother died in IED," that was the most pandering Disney, like, okay, we're gonna hit you with the heartfelt moment now. It was like chalked up. But then when they showed the line of people and him sitting there, then I got choked up there. That's where I was like, that's awesome. I kind of wish they would have dropped, like, indie movies always do it better where it's just more subtle, better writing, where they dropped that first big speech and they just showed us not even listening to all, like, the full stories, but all those people walking past saying their little story would have been better for me than, like, a lot of it slapped you right in the face.
I agree.
Like, he one of the lines when she's like, you need to stop doing this, he said something like, they're trying to make me out to be a hero. It's like, we know, movie writer. We know that's what you guys are telling us. You don't need him to tell us exactly what's happening. Have a little subtlety to your writing.
Yeah. Like, I don't even care if they actually had that conversation. That's what he said. It's a movie. You're going to dramatize stuff. Write it a little bit better.
You got to let the audience, like, figure things out. Because it just feels better. It's a better experience.
For sure.
Exactly. I agree.
All right, well, let's go into our favorites. What were your guys' favorite scenes, favorite performances?
My favorite performance was Lenny Clark.
Oh my God!
Uncle Bob.
Get him out of this movie. That's one of my notes. They force-fed Lenny Clark to us. Screw them.
It's not a Boston movie unless Lenny Clark is in it.
That's I know you're getting that's serious like a
You didn't.
But
you
you're
didn't,
not
you
kidding,
didn't laugh when he
though.
was running down the halls. You didn't laugh when he was running down the halls. Where's the FBI guys? Where's the
No,
FBI guys?
because
That was fucking hilarious.
I laughed at a lot of the family stuff, but I just couldn't do it. It's like, that's Lenny Clark. Like, that's so force-fed.
Yeah, I had the same reaction. I was like, this fucking guy. I've seen him in every goddamn Boston movie. I don't need to see him in this.
And all the other family was like nobodies, right?
Yeah.
His dad, who's like kind of estranged. I recognize him.
yeah, I
He's
forgot
been
about
in a few things, but I can't remember his name.
He was the guard in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
He's gained a lot of weight since then.
Yes. John Boy, what about you? Favorite performance?
I like the performances out of both leads, but my favorite moments were the funny moments because I thought, like, when he wakes up and he's like, "Your fucking legs, they're gone, bro." That made me laugh. Him saying, "You're sitting on my leg," or when he wrote on the piece of paper, "Lieutenant Dan," like those. I got a load of good genuine laughs out of those. The dressing change scene when they were changing his dressing for the first time was a oneer. It was one take. So that's like an incredible performance out of Gyllenhaal there.
Yeah, I was reading today too. They apparently only shot that because they ended up finishing the rest of the hospital scenes early and had the space booked. So they're like, let's screw it. Let's shoot some other stuff. And they ended up with that scene, which is amazing. I was going to call that out as my favorite.
You got to think that's really hard to do because those aren't his legs. They look like two little mini hot dogs there. They're dressing up. And so as an actor, he's like not looking, right? Because he doesn't want to see. So he doesn't know when they're touching those fake legs. But that's exactly what he has to do as an actor is play off every time they touch those fake legs, scream. So I don't know how he was doing that. I don't know if someone was tapping him on the right shoulder, like they're touching it now. Be in pain. Do you know what I mean? Because that's tough to do.
Probably. No, yeah.
So that scene was impressive.
I'm surprised that was like a toss in at the end because that was one of the stronger ones in my opinion of the whole movie.
Yeah.
So lucky.
That was my favorite scene, but a close second was right after the Bruins game, or right after he got off the ice at the Bruins game and was like had his first like PTSD attack, and was freaking out and kept screaming, "Why are you helping me? Help someone else! Why are you helping me?" And I liked that they trusted we'd realize that was a PTSD attack and then showed us the flashback later in the movie where he was saying it to Carlos.
I thought that was well done.
That was a really solid scene, yeah.
I didn't put that together.
Yeah, so
Help someone else. Yeah, shit. Okay.
Carlos's monologue.
Before this, I didn't like the elevator scene.
Oh, really? Why not?
I thought for some reason it just felt forced to me, I guess. I don't know why. Like I said, I remember watching it live and the dude was smiling and laughing a lot on the ice. So I'm not quite sure how accurate that was.
Well, yeah, but
He was having a great time on the
never
ice.
tell.
Oh, I know you can never tell, but like when they show him on the ice in the movie, he was like really hesitant and stuff like that. So he may have put on like a good face for it,
Yeah.
at least. But
Yeah.
yeah, before you said that, I didn't piece that together, saying it was a throwback to the when he was on the ground.
Yeah, I really like that. I thought that was a strong connection.
Way to keep your ears open, guys. Good job.
Yeah. Well, I didn't put it together right away because he was yelling, help someone else at her. And I was like, what? That doesn't really make sense right now. And then they showed us the flashback, and that's what he was saying to Carlos. Carlos's scene, I loved the honesty where it's like, I don't want to meet this dude. And his mom's like,
Yeah.
I see everyone thinks of you as a pair. He's like, why? I don't. He's a weirdo. He wears a cowboy hat. And then Carlos's scene that who played Carlos? Another actor, I don't know. Mexican Ray Romano.
Didn't recognize the guy at all.
Well, he did a fabulous job with his monologue.
He did.
For sure.
I didn't realize Carlos had that hard of a life, to be honest. I knew he had a Marine son who died. I had no idea about the burning and the suicide. That's some real stuff.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
tough.
I want to see that guy's movie.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, but what I remember thinking, I'd be the same way. I wouldn't want to meet him at all. Why would you want to meet someone that would remind you of that day?
Yeah, he even said that. Like, oh, why would I want to meet the guy? Why would I want a memory of my worst day alive?
Yeah.
Whatever it was. It was good.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like that was a very real emotion. That was one of the few times where I felt like the kick in the gut. I was like, absolutely. If that was me, I'd never want to see that guy again.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. All right. So audience responses. I know John and I already said we had an older theater crowd, not very crowded. What about you, Sheehan?
I went like noon on a Saturday, so I hit the matinee crowd too. Like I said, I had a couple old people behind me. I had a guy thinking that this injury was the funniest fucking thing in the world down front. I went with my in-laws, so I couldn't really give my. I thought about doing my reaction right afterwards. Didn't really feel like the mood. It just, I wasn't in the mood anyways. I walked out of there thinking just like, oh, just heavy stuff. The reaction was nothing. It just got up and walked out.
Yeah.
I think that's just where I am right now in Connecticut. No one gives a shit about movies. Both times I've went, it's been like 6 people in the theater, and we just all walk up and just go. So
Got to find a better theater.
I do.
What about you, John?
Nothing. I mean, I went on 1:30 showing on a Monday. So it was me and my girlfriend and a bunch of old people, and couldn't tell anything. Just nothing. I mean, I was laughing. No one laughed at the funny jokes. No one was audibly crying. So, bleh.
All right.
Bleh.
As I said before, mine was pretty empty, which I was surprised about. I saw it at 7 p.m. opening night. I thought it would be a little bit more packed, but it wasn't. Me, bunch of old Bostonians, and everyone teared up a few times through it, but that was it. Nothing too crazy.
This wasn't even available.
Yeah, pretty
at,
average.
This wasn't even playing at the theater I usually go to. That's why I had to wait to see it Monday.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Really?
You guys need to move to a major city, because I could have seen Battle of the Sexes. You guys are stuck in no man's land with no movies showing.
I have. I mean, I'm right outside San Francisco. I was shocked. It wasn't playing at one of them.
Yeah, you got a big play. I think it was just like because it was 5 major releases all at once. I think it makes sense that they kind of staggered it, except for New York City. You can see whatever the fuck you want whenever on Thursdays apparently. Yeah, I don't foresee that to be a normal thing.
Yeah, for sure. So
I hope not, or else we'll have to reconsider moving.
yeah. So let's hop into our ratings and pairings. John, what do you got for us?
Critically, did you say John or John?
I said John.
We gotta go. Let's do Jimmy and
All right,
Sheen.
Jimmy and
okay? Just
Sheen.
call me.
All
Yeah.
right. Jimmy, what do you got?
Critic score going 80.
All right.
Popcorns, I was gonna go 2.5, but I think that's dropping it down because I thought Sheen was gonna give it a 5, so I was trying to play the average game. Probably a 3, a 3 out of 5 popcorns for me. Pairing, hey,
And what-
Sam Adams.
Now who's
Me.
pandering?
That's
Damn
just
it. Took mine. I gotta go with my backup now. All right,
just
what about
gotta
you,
go.
Sheehan?
Just gotta go Boston stuff.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna give it like an 85 critic rating just because it's hard not to do that with a true story. You know, it's if you give me a true story, it's gonna be at least 75 or up, and if it's a good one, it's gonna be mid 80s. I always knock it down a little bit for true stories because you can't blow me away because we already know the story. We already know what's gonna happen. It is what it is. So I'm gonna go 85. Popcorns, I'm gonna give it a 4.89.
Not all the way 5.
Take that. 4.89. You don't know me. And if I'm going to pair it, I'm going to go with a classic Bud Light. And you have to talk like you're from Mark Wahlberg trying to pander to the locals, okay? Get a Bud Light. You got to get it in a Sox koozie, or better yet, put it in a Pat the Patriot koozie. So it's a fucking hero in a 3-point stance. Fuck the terrorists.
All right. I'm going probably 80 as well on the 80 for the critic score, just because it was decently made. It wasn't amazing, but I thought Gyllenhaal knocked it out of the park. It's hard to act like a paraplegic when you're doing all that green screen work, and especially at the end when he's walking up to the diner and really using his body. I thought that was some solid physical acting. And Popcorn, I'm going 3 because, once again, good story. Definitely recommend people go see it. I don't know the next time I will ever feel like I need to watch it again. And then if I'm pairing it, you fucking took my Sam Adams, so I'm going with a Harpoon. It's another Bostonian drink. Figure I'll go with the Harpoon Ale.
Nice. We're
Harpoon
very
Ale.
similar. This entire time, I have been hitting the next button on my Google image search of Tatiana Maslany, whatever her name is. So I'm probably like 300 pictures deep for real. And I gotta say, I think she's very, very pretty. And then a random picture of Amy Schumer just popped up in the middle. And then I was like, well, bring me back to Tatiana, please. She's gorgeous. So I think I got a new crush.
All right. So you
Nice.
guys recommending the movie too?
If you're interested.
I am.
If you're interested in the topic.
If you're from Massachusetts, it's a must watch.
Yeah, go feel guilty about yourselves being a bunch of assholes making fun of a cripple.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't make fun. We supported him in the wrong
Yeah,
way
way to
possible.
put the most stress on him possible and cause his whole personal life to crumble.
Hand up.
It
That's
is
on
like
me.
a lose-lose for the
100%.
It's a lose-lose for the city because you make those offers because you want to be nice, but you never know what they're actually going through. So you just blame his mom for being a drunk bitch.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
for sure.
All right.
I'm shocked that he wrote that for his mom. I mean, Jesus Christ, how mean can you be?
Yeah, really mean. Oh, I want to say that actually in one scene involving his mom, the reveal of his legs, because we heard the doctor say gonna go above the knee, and then the mom standing by the bedside looking at him, and we can't see anything, and then she just shifts left, and that was almost like if it was a packed audience, you would hear a little like, because you just then saw the no legs there. So the way that they set up that scene and revealed the no legs, I thought that was pretty good.
Nice.
All right. Well, that wraps up review of Stronger. Let's move on to weekly recommendations. What have you guys seen this week? What are you watching? What are you recommending? Sheehan, you go first.
I just want to throw back to last week. Jimmy, you recommended American Vandal.
Yep.
Wow, was that great? It was just absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. The first episode, I'm like, well, it's funny. It's got some humor in it. I could roll with it. Why not? And I got through the second episode. It was okay, cool. Hit the third one. I'm like, I am seriously fucking invested in who drew these dicks. Like it was like immediate, like hammer the next one. I had to get through it. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Did you I didn't really in the end, the last episode. Did you pick up the boyfriend's name?
What, if you said no, what was it?
His name was Van Del Rey.
Oh, so
Really?
Vandal. Van Del Rey. Vandal.
I did not pick up on that.
Yeah.
Good call.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna
now
do
I
a-
definitely have to
I was
watch
like,
it. It's been on my list. Last week's just been crazy for me, but I know my roommate watched it, and he's like, best thing Netflix has ever put out.
I don't know about that, but it's
I
it's the
love-
best thing they put out
Funniest.
lately.
Yeah.
I love mockumentaries. That's like The Office and Parks and Rec. It's right in line with that. I shouldn't say right in line with that, but it's like the same idea, obviously. And it's just great. If you love the Making a Murderer and The Keepers and all that good stuff, you'll eat this up.
All right. Jimmy, what about you? What do you got?
I watched I watched the most recent season of Transparent on Amazon, which is a show that I love to hate. I don't know if you guys have watched that at all.
No, I've heard that though.
If
It's like
anyone
girls.
listens, the 4th season was a delight. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I also, shows that are on, I watch so much shows. Deuce, Outlander. If you watch Outlander, me and my girlfriend started a podcast. It's like 15 minutes. We just talk about the episode after it airs. You can go find that. Talking Outlander. Did you watch that show Glitch, I said, David?
Not yet. Not yet. I plan on starting it tonight, though.
Me
That's
and my
my-
buddy
that's my
started a
goal after this.
podcast for that show as well. So
Oh,
Talk-
all right. Well,
So when are you not
talking Glitch.
podcasting?
Never. I did 3 yesterday, and this is my 2nd today.
Jesus.
You're gonna do one like as soon as we hang up.
I want to because I want to do the binge ones, and I want to do Transparent and American Vandal.
Oh, damn.
Goodness,
I just like sitting in a room by
Podcasting
myself talking.
he's grinding it out. I love it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dedication right there. My recommendation this week is the new Seinfeld special on Netflix, but with the caveat that if you're going into it, it's not just a stand-up special. It's him doing his material from before the show, but he's doing it modern day. And then every once in a while, they cut away to scenes of him performing when he was just getting started, or him talking about how he got into comedy. So it's kind of like a mini documentary on him. So if you're a fan of the show, fan of his stand-up, definitely it's worth checking it out. And they're releasing another stand-up special of his with modern material in the next few months, so that should be good. And if you guys ever get the chance,
I don't know. I don't. I get mixed feelings about this. I love Seinfeld. The show is fantastic. Obviously one of the greatest of all time. But you can't do a show that says this is my last time, and then 10 years later kind of start all over again.
I mean,
He already did the hashtag done with people thing, and you can't come back from that, and he just did. It's like Barbra Streisand's 17 farewell tours.
he's only done it once though. It's not 17 farewell tours. And
I know, but he did it once.
I got to see him like actually perform live this past Friday, and it was amazing. Best stand-up I've ever seen. He
I'm sure it
performed
is.
for 2 hours straight,
He's the
and
best.
I was laughing every minute the entire way. It was great.
What makes him awesome now is he's at the point where he just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's got nothing to lose. He's Jerry Seinfeld. Who's going to tell him
Exactly.
no?
Well, that's
I mean, he told Kesha to go fuck herself on the red carpet.
and then
I
took a
mean,
picture next to a giant like graffiti of him saying no, hugging someone.
Yeah, he's dancing on his grave. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
He does a bit in his current stand-up routine where he's like, I was kind of bored at home. Wife was nagging me, so I was like, fuck it. I'm going to come do shows once a month to get out of the house. It's like, can't blame him. Who's, like you said, who's going to tell him no? He's the
He's got
guy.
$1 billion.
Exactly.
So if he does something, it's for the love of the game.
Yeah. Well, and Netflix paid him $100 million to do 2 specials and get comedians with cars.
Okay. I take back everything I said. I'm not gonna. No one's gonna turn down that money. Sure. Okay. I don't blame him for coming back now.
It's crazy.
$100 million for 2 episodes for 2 shows.
Heads up, I just emailed you guys an adorable Tatiana gif.
You are incredible.
You have fallen in love in the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to go through this Google search. I'm probably on like...
You're like in. It's not like she's hot. You're just in love with the woman.
Well, I don't
right now.
think she's like hot or sexy. I'm just in love with her. Different thing.
This gif is just. It's a cute girl laughing and Jimmy just like swooning over there.
Yeah, that's a good gif.
He's all like, I can't tell if it's like your rumor. You're blushing. I don't know. Look at you.
It's pretty
Yeah, I'm
cute.
trying to
She's a
load
cute
it. My
girl.
computer's fucking...
Yeah, so I'll just get to like the 12th page of this Google image search, and then we'll hang up, and I'll go hang out with my girlfriend, forget all about Tatiana.
Mm-hmm.
Sure you will.
Yeah. Just saying that nice and loud so she hears you. We got you.
Yeah.
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 Wink, wink.
All right, so are we doing Battle of the Sexes next week?
I think we should.
Yeah.
There's only two movies coming out next week. It's Flatliners, which looks to suck, in my
That
opinion.
looks horrible.
Um,
And American
and
Made,
the other one is American
which
Made.
that does look really good, but I'm still down for Battle of the Sexes if you guys want to do that.
Yes, my schedule's going to be
Yeah.
hard. I'm working Sunday. The wild card game is Tuesday. Maybe Monday will work for me.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll do our. Anyone listening, go watch Battle of the Sexes. We're actually going to do it next week. And we'll see you then.
Go home, folks.